Dear healthcare entrepreneurs, I'd like to discuss today balancing patient care and practice management without compromising your quality. Let's start by discussing something that I believe is very foundational, which is time management. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is time blocking. Now, as a healthcare entrepreneur and treating patients all the time, we always prioritize over that. But the healthcare entrepreneur is also a business person. So they need to be able to block off time to work on their business, not just in their business. So what I'd like to advise clients all the time is let's start with 5 hours a week. Figure out 5 hours a week that you can block and start working on your business. Now, this can be 5 hours in one day or spread throughout the week. It doesn't really matter. The idea is to take those 5 hours and work on the business. Now, this isn't about catching up with your notes or returning your emails. This is time segregated specifically for you to work on your business. You'll be extremely surprised that when you spend time working on your business, the return comes back in tenfold. Now, the second thing is the 80-20 rule. How I'd like you to apply the 80-20 rule is, well, first of all, you should understand what the 80-20 rule is. You get the majority of your results from 20% of the work that you put in. So the idea is when you block that time to work on your business, do the 20%. Do the things that matter the most to the business first. So spend the time to work on the most pivotal things in your business and then do the other stuff later. In addition to those things, use AI tools or use technology to help you. There is a magnitude of different things out there right now that can help you to return emails really quickly, that interface with your emails. There are other AI tools that just make life easier for you. So by harnessing all of this stuff, it just makes us way more efficient. Let's talk about delegating certain responsibilities to your team. Now, you are empowering your team by taking over these high tasks. You're also taking these things off of your plate, making you more efficient. Now, the first step in this is training your staff properly, so then you can delegate these responsibilities. Now, don't just give a responsibility and assume that it's done correctly. Follow up in the beginning to make sure that it's done. So it might require you to train your staff appropriately. In turn, they will do a good work. Most staff wants to do a good work. And by giving them positive feedback and having regular check-ins, you're going to win them over, and you're going to also have a winning practice. Standardize your company's processes. Now, what that means is you're creating efficiencies in your practice by creating certain standardizations. Now, for example, I like to give the example of the front desk. You know and you hear your front desk answering the phone and talking to a patient. Standardize your form so it's easier for the front desk to take the information. Also realize there's certain pieces of information that you need, so make sure that's on there. For example, I used to always want to know, how does a patient find out about us? So I made a list of ways that they can find out about us, and I would actually have the front desk circle it. So I would always gather that data. For the PTs, it could be a standardized process of how you want your patients to be walked up to the front desk and how you want your therapist involved in the scheduling. Find the ways that you have been successful, standardize those things, and train your team on it, okay? Now, I've been digging into different EMR systems, and I'm very pleased to see all the reporting that is out there through the EMRs. I have a feeling that most practices don't know fully all the aspects of what their EMR is even capable of. Now, with that said, knowing and utilizing are two different things. There are certain things called KPIs, key performance indices, or stats that we keep on the practice. Now, keeping these stats just for the sake of keeping these stats is just administrative. You have to know how to utilize those stats. I was trained on managing from a statistics standpoint because it's objective, it's not subjective. But utilizing the stats to create plans that your team is supposed to implement is key in managing the practice very efficiently. Finding balance in a private practice and being that healthcare entrepreneur is definitely a challenge, okay? I'm not going to tell you that it's easy, but it is something like a muscle that can be worked on and strengthened over time. Set clear goals and priorities, not only for your practice, but for yourself when it comes to balancing, family time and practice time. Dear private practice entrepreneurs, if you like this information, you found it helpful, then please like us and follow us on social media. Reach out to us on our website. Be happy to talk to you about more practice management, the things that I've learned, the things that I've been able to institute in my practices and other practices to help you create the practice of your dreams.